Okay, so we're going to be talking about the Luka and Kyrie Irving trade thus far. Now, I know this is going to be a small sample size. I know you guys are going to get active in the comment section and tell me I'm wrong about this. And by the way, the comment section is your guys' domain. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Get active with other people in the comment section. And get that comment section active, by the way, as well as subscribing and sharing this content with your friends, family, and followers. Hit the notification bell. Make sure it's on all right? But without further ado, let's talk about the nicks and crannies, the pros and cons of Luka and Kyrie Irving on the same team. And I discussed this in a video when we first found out that Kyrie Irving was going to be traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, it's going to help Brooklyn short-term and long-term. They're going to be a slightly competitive team. They're going to be they're going to probably be known as a defensive team. And if you look at the players and the picks that they got from the Dallas Mavericks, they can do several things with those picks as well as those players. I don't think it's going to elevate them as far as winning an NBA title, the Brooklyn Nets. But could y'all say that with Kyrie and Kevin Durant? Have Kyrie and Kevin Durant ever demonstrated that they was going to win a title for Brooklyn? No. So they're pretty much in the same pickle, in the same boat, but they have options. All right. Now let's move on to the Dallas Mavericks and Kyrie Irving. I said this from the word go. Both of these players are ball dominant players. They're ISO players. They're very successful when they have the ball. When they have the ball, they're doing Euro steps. They're dribbling between the legs. They're creating separation. They're creating space. They can blow past their defender. They cause havoc with the other team, because now the other team is going to have another man to spy on Luka or Kyrie Irving. So it helps them offensively, being an ISO player that's multi-talented. But when you have two players that are pretty much the same, it does not pave well. And if you look at NBA history, it really hasn't paid well often. Now, if you can go most recently, when LeBron James went to the Miami Heat, they struggled because of this concept of, okay, I'm going to let you have the ball and dominate, and then you're going to let me have the ball and dominate. That did not work. That experiment did not work. The only reason why it worked for the Miami Heat, because Dwayne Wade had to take a back seat and tell the Lakers organization, look, this is LeBron's team. I'm playing second fiddle. If you look at Luka and if you look at Kyrie Irving, when have they ever in their career walked up to their owners or their coaches and said, you know what, I'm going to play second fiddle? Let's start off with Luka. When Luka and Kristaps Porzingis were together, it did not work because neither one of those players wanted to play second fiddle. That's why that experiment did not work. That's why the Dallas Mavericks had no choice but to trade Kristaps to the Washington Wizards. Now, if y'all can sit up there and say, well, who is Kristaps Porzingis anyway? Has he ever elevated the Washington Wizards? Okay, and I will counteract that argument saying, what player has elevated the Washington Wizards to any type of success? They had Michael Jordan in his later stages, and he couldn't elevate the Washington Wizards. All right, that's my counter argument to your question. And I think it's kind of wrong asking a question with a question, but that's neither here nor there. So let's get into Kyrie Irving. When has Kyrie Irving played second fiddle? When has Kyrie Irving went to the organization saying, you know what, the best course of action to make this team very successful is for me to play second fiddle? Now, obviously, it was not going to work with the Cleveland Cavaliers because LeBron James was a facilitator. And LeBron James' best strong suit is getting players in the right, giving up the ball at the right opportunity at the right time for those players to shine. And that's why that dynamic worked with LeBron and Kyrie Irving. Now, I felt like when Kyrie Irving went to the Boston Celtics, he said he wanted to be the man. He wanted his own team. He got his wish. He went to the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks had tremendous talent top to bottom. Tatum and Brown was there when Kyrie Irving was there. And Kyrie Irving said he wanted to be his man. He wanted to be the man. He wanted to be like a LeBron James. Did not work for Kyrie Irving or the Boston Celtics. Matter of fact, the Boston Celtics was more successful when they didn't have Kyrie Irving on the court than they did when they had Kyrie Irving on the court. Then Kyrie Irving went to the Brooklyn Nets. How did that experiment work? He partnered up with a player of Kevin Durant magnitude, but Kevin Durant could play off the ball. Kevin Durant does not need 30 touches to get 30 points. That's why, chemistry-wise, it worked. But how many titles did the Brooklyn Nets win with Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant? How many playoff series did they win with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant? Was Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant was on the same court that much? And this is going to go down. I swear, ESPN is going to do a documentary on Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant experiment with the Brooklyn Nets. And this is going to hurt their legacy as well as their career if they don't win a championship anytime soon. This is going to hang on their heads. Kevin Durant has done extraordinary things. He has won 2 titles with the Golden State Warriors, but people are going to be more talking about, well, he did go to Brooklyn. He wanted to be his own man. He wanted to pair up with Kyrie Irving, which, by the way, he complained of a player similar to Kyrie Irving in Russell Westbrook when they were paired up with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that experiment didn't work. He said, you know what, I can't win with Russell Westbrook being an ISO player, having the ball all the time. Let me go to Golden State Warriors, win 2 titles, and then go to the Brooklyn Nets and have a similar player of Russell Westbrook in a Kyrie Irving. He went from the Splash Brothers to the Dribble Brothers. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So it has never worked out well for Kyrie Irving because you have to look at Kyrie Irving's strong suit and you have to look at Kyrie Irving's weaknesses. And Kyrie Irving cannot play off the ball. Luka nor Kyrie Irving can play off the ball. They need the ball. They're ISO players. This is not going to work. If there were 2 basketballs on the court, I could see this really, really working. But they only have 1 ball, and I just don't see this working. Now, I said in that video when Kyrie Irving was traded to the Dallas Mavericks, they're going to have to figure out how to coexist. And I know it's a small sample size. They haven't played that many games. I understand that. But from this small sample size, somebody is going to have to take a back seat. Is it Luka or is it Kyrie Irving? And if they haven't done it in their past, what makes you think they're willing to do it now? Mark Cuban is looking at this trade as a rental of Kyrie Irving. Because Mark Cuban knows when it's all said and done, when the season is over with, Kyrie Irving is going to flex what power and what muscles he have to get a max contract with the Dallas Mavericks and want the Dallas Mavericks to trade him to the Los Angeles Lakers. I think Mark Cuban will have no problem doing that. It's not like Mark Cuban invested a lot of time and love and he drafted Kyrie Irving and this, that, and the third. It's nothing like that. He gave up so much for Kyrie Irving, which he did give up a lot for Kyrie Irving. But Mark Cuban would have no problem trading Kyrie Irving giving him his max contract and then trading him to the Los Angeles Lakers. But what are the Los Angeles Lakers are willing to give up for a Kyrie Irving? Obviously, they're going to have to give up Anthony Davis, and I feel like there's a dysfunction between Anthony Davis, the Los Angeles Lakers, and LeBron James. When LeBron James took Kareem's scoring title, that was the beginning of the end of that marriage in La La Land. It would not surprise me none if Anthony Davis wants to request a trade. They send Anthony Davis to Luka. Anthony Davis can play off the ball. He does need touches, but the only ability I have a question of Anthony Davis is his availability. And they're going to be in the same song and dance like when they had Kristaps Porzingis. Kristaps Porzingis was, he was injury prone. He would be in and out of the lineup. Will the Dallas Mavericks take? Now, I feel like Anthony Davis is an upgrade from Kristaps Porzingis, and he fits better with Luka versus Kyrie. But at the end of the day, how is this going to work is ultimately how you're going to have to look at this, okay? So, yeah, I just do not see at the end of the day this working very well for Kyrie and Luka, and I feel like it's going to work as far as moving on and Kyrie Irving going to Los Angeles, and they're probably going to have to experiment again with Anthony Davis and Luka. So that's my opinion on these two. I just realistically don't see this working. I feel like the only time this ever worked is when Dwayne Wade and LeBron James were a partner, and when they was in Miami. And the only reason why it worked because Dwayne Wade went to the Heat organization and said, you know what? I will take a back seat. This is LeBron's team. I just don't see that with Kyrie taking a back seat, and I definitely don't see that with Luka. And if either one of those guys take a back seat, either of those guys' stats, they're not going to reap any rewards by taking a back seat. Yeah, Kyrie Irving has a mid-range game. Kyrie Irving can sometimes get hot at the three-point line. Kyrie Irving can probably get his points up by going to the free throw line, causing contact and things of that nature. But Kyrie Irving, is he willing to do that? I just don't see it. If you look at Luka, yeah, Luka could probably cut his chances in half as far as being successful individually by focusing more on his mid-range. He's a lousy three-point shooter. He'll probably jack up more threes since now he's taking a back seat. He's going to be more of a spot-up player. But this is not going to work for Luka either. I think these guys are stuck like Chuck. It's not like this trade. And I said when we found out about this trade, the West is jumbled up with talent. They're still not better than the Phoenix Suns. They're still not better than the Golden State Warriors. They're sort of kind of better than the Memphis Grizzlies, but it would not surprise me if the Memphis Grizzlies win a series with the Dallas Mavericks. They're a little bit better than the Clippers, but then again, it would not surprise me if the Clippers win a series with the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, so there you have it. I feel like just those four teams alone, they're going to have issues and problems. And Kyrie Irving and Luka are not the best defenders. That's not their strong suit. All right, so it is what it is. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you when I see you. On the next video, we'll discuss Anthony Davis. All right, deuces.